and an episode always weekly. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for listening to This Is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon.
My name is Nate.
And we want to wish you a happy St. Nicholas Day.
I've heard the name before.
St. Nicholas, Santa Claus himself. Today is the day we celebrate him.
That's interesting to have basically Santa Claus Day not way before, but a few weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, good 19 days before Christmas. But yeah, it's Christmas season, so of course St. Nicholas Day has to fall some point in December.
Jolly old St. Nicholas. Something, yeah.
But I have a quiz for you today.
Oh.
I've been waiting to do this quiz for you for probably 3 weeks.
Well, this would be considered a pop quiz because I was not prepared.
A pop quiz, but I also told you last time. But I want to know how good your Christmas vacation trivia is.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I have 75 questions. Not multiple choice. Just kidding. There's not 75. There's
3 minutes to take it.
There's a lot of questions, so I'll decide if we go through the full thing. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
Question number 1. What product is Clark developing at work?
It's a product to put on your cereal so that it doesn't absorb the milk.
Okay.
Get soggy.
It's a little more specific answer than that.
Oh, come on.
I'll give you partial points. It's a non-nutritive cereal varnish.
Okay.
Question number 2. Who wrote Christmas Vacation?
National Lampoon. I don't know.
The answer was John Hughes.
John Hughes from National Lampoon.
John Hughes, who did 16 Candles, who did Ferris Bueller, all those wonderful movies.
All those classics.
Question number 3. What is the name of Cousin Eddie's dog?
Rocky. Snots.
You are doing so bad.
Oh my gosh. Snots.
Have you seen this movie?
Son. Is it Rocky's son?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Snots was the correct answer.
Snots.
So I'll still give it to you. How many twinkle lights does Clark hang?
Twinkle lights?
Mm-hmm.
What's a twinkle light?
You know, the lights he hangs that twinkle.
Is there an actual count of how many lights he puts up?
There is a count.
Oh, who counted them all?
He does.
I
think he announces it.
Oh, he does. There's something like 12,332 twinkling lights, something like
25,000.
25, yeah.
What is Ellen's nickname for Clark? You got this one.
Oh, poop. What is it?
Not poop.
Close. Something bear?
Nope.
What is it?
Sparky.
Doggone it.
Why does the Christmas tree catch on fire?
Because a cat has burned up its 9 lives.
No. It's because
What's
Snot drinks the water.
Oh, Snot drinks the water.
Snot drinks the water.
And then the cat's in the tree, and what's his name flicks his cigarette thing into the tree, and he goes.
Right.
The cat burns its 9 lives.
All right. I'll give you the points because you told the full story.
There you go. He put it out of his misery.
What does Clark use to fix the broken post on his stairs?
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw, correct. What part of the turkey does Eddie ask for?
Was that the neck?
Yeah. Save the neck for me,
Save
Clark.
the neck for me. Oh, good heavens.
All right, you're not doing too bad. Let's see what else we got. What are the names of the Griswolds' neighbors?
Margot.
Yes.
And is it Stan?
It's
No.
not. It's Todd. I won't fault you for not knowing
Todd. Oh, good heavens, Todd. My wife wanted to get shirts this year that says, "Why is the carpet all wet?" I don't know, Margot.
See, that's I knew you'd know that one.
I say that to my wife all year round. I don't know, Margot. It drives her bonkers.
What does Clark get instead of a bonus check?
The jelly of the month.
The gift that just keeps on giving.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Which reminds me, did you ever watch Raymond when everybody does Raymond when he gives his parents like the fruit of the month? It always
No,
reminds me of Christmas Vacation.
I don't think I've ever really watched that show before.
And then mom hates the gift because there's too much fruit. And I think the very last episode, she even like makes a what do you call it?
Reference
A
to it.
jab, a reference to it, like, oh, we always have so much fruit in the house, something like that.
That's funny. Ruby Sue, you know who that is, right?
The niece,
Yeah. How do her eyes get crossed?
she was it falls in the well and then gets kicked by a mule, or is it kicked by a mule first and then falls in the well?
Yep, hit in the head by a mule. It's it's what's on here, but I think the mule. So you got
They
it.
go back together.
What animal does Clark find in the Christmas tree?
Squirrel.
Why wouldn't Clark's Christmas lights come on?
Why wouldn't they? Because the switch in the garage was turned off.
Correct. What cartoon character is on Clark's mug at work?
I don't Woody Woodpecker. I don't know what it is.
I wouldn't have got this one either. The Tasmanian Devil.
Tasman. Yes, now I see it.
I can see it
Yeah.
too. Yeah, when I read
Now I
it.
can see it. That's why I was thinking like moose, but the moose is the eggnog cups.
Yes.
That's
And
what
I think
thought,
that's Eddie has
but Tasmanian.
the cup,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so Tasmanian. But I thought you were gonna say what movie is it? Aren't they watching like Woody Woodpecker on the TV at one point in the movie?
I can't
Anyways.
remember. Okay,
Okay.
final question. What does Clark ask for at the end of his meltdown?
I don't know. So he can tell him
Hallelujah. Where's the
where's the Tylenol?
There you go. And that's it. That's the quiz.
So the truck that's following him at the very beginning opening scene, what other movie has that truck been in?
Ooh, good question. I don't
And it
know.
still has like the sticker from it or something. It's from Overboard, the original Overboard.
Oh, I think you told me that.
And then I just found this out the other day. You know how they're supposedly walking forever to find the Christmas tree
Uh-huh.
and they're frozen? There's actually a scene if you play it really slow and there's a car in the background
And there's
before they cut the tree.
There's a deleted scene too.
A deleted scene?
There's another scene that was supposed to take place right there that they cut out.
Oh, really?
There's a podcast that Peter Billingsley, he's the little boy Ralphie from Christmas Story.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a podcast and it's only at Christmas time. So they've done it last year and this year. And they just talk about Christmas movies. And they have an episode on Christmas Vacation and they have the mom come on and she talks about it.
Oh.
So one thing she thought, I think I heard this last year when it first came out, but the scene when he's doing his monologue, you can see that he's looking all around the room, right? He's not just looking at one spot. And it's because everybody all the family had the what do you call it? Like his lines for the monologue on their chests so that he didn't have to memorize it. So he just is looking around because he's looking at everybody's different.
Oh, when he does his little raging monologue.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Come December 1st, the family, especially on the weekends, wants to turn on Christmas movies in the background. And I keep going to that one. I'm like, I'm saving that one towards the later part of the month when it gets closer to Christmas. And I think last year we went and saw it in the theaters, and my boy did not appreciate I guess you could say, bad language and humor.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it kind of was marketed as a family movie. And it kind of still is a little bit, but it's also a little bit questionable.
well, it's interesting. I think my cousins gave it the VHS to us as a gift like the year after it came out. And that's when we were really introduced to the movie. They're like, you guys got to see this movie. And my mom is like one of the most straight-laced people. You know what I mean? Like she never did, but she's like the soap in the mouth for swearing, making a reference to that type of person, right? Like she's just so straight-laced, but she loves that movie. And that's talking about family movie. That would be like a family movie for our whole family to watch. But she'd always say, I wish we could just watch this movie and edit out the bad parts,
That's part of what gives it its charm, though. That's part of
I know, right? And I'm like,
fun of
yeah,
it.
I don't know how much editing would be done, how short of the film would be. But
It's really
yeah,
not
you're right. It's kind of
terrible.
no. It's like that's why I was telling my boy, I'm like, if you're gonna swear, it's got to be worth it, dude. Like it's got to be like super funny, or you know what I mean? Like, don't just swear just to swear.
Yeah,
It's got to work. And
it
so I
loses
think
its
like
meaning.
all their yeah all I mean it's got to be worth the sin, right? Um, but I feel like all the bad parts do that, right? They work. It's not just a movie where they just throw cuss words in there just to throw them in there. Like it works. But the best swear is the whole when he's talking to his niece late at night,
Yeah,
and she says, "Is he's like, is Rocky nervous?" He's like, "Oh, he's shizzing rocks or bricks or whatever." And then he's like, "You shouldn't say that word." Oh, sorry. And then she flips it from bricks to
rocks to
rocks or vice
bricks. Yeah,
versa,
right.
something like that. See, like that. That's perfect. Like that's a good use of a swear.
Unfortunately, we do not have a Christmas Vacation tie-in, but as every year has passed, we have to talk about it because we like it.
We
We
love
love
it.
it.
We love it.
So, but we do have a tie-in to a movie in a way to talk about today. And the movie doesn't connect to Utah, but it's an event related, sort of, loosely based on the movie that people can enjoy here in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
We have here not too far from where we live. What about an hour drive? Hour? Hour and a half, maybe?
Yeah, not that long. I'd say an hour max. Well,
Depends on the
traffic,
weather and the time of
weather and
day.
traffic.
We have the Heber Valley Railroad in Heber, Utah, which I guess, yeah, it's still called the Heber Creeper. That's what I always knew it growing up. But for many years, they have been doing, I say loosely based, because it's not actually called the Polar Express. I think if they call it the Polar Express, they would have to
Pay some
pay some
royalties.
royalties to the book or movie. So instead, they call it the North Pole Express. So they get away with that. But they do some questionable things that maybe could get them in trouble if someone wanted to explore it a little bit. But I digress. I want to talk about this today because it is for a lot of people it's a tradition to go on the North Pole Express. I'm going to just go ahead and call it the Polar Express just cuz it's easier. It's a big deal for some people. Matt, of course, he does it every year with his family. He buys his tickets in the
July.
summer, July. I was lucky enough to remember and buy my tickets in October. So we were able to go on it for our first time. But
Oh, does it sell out?
yeah, yeah, it sells out. So I'm looking at the website right now. It says, notice, due to a sharp rise in demand, our North Pole Express tickets have sold much faster than usual this year. And as you can see, almost all trains are sold out. You can take a look at the after Christmas North Pole Express, which runs from December 26th to the 29th. There are still some tickets for those trains. Thank you. I don't know if there are still, because last year I was thinking, hey, we should go check this out because, you know, that's it's a fun thing to take the kids to. And I looked way too late and everything was completely sold out. Looking at the calendar now, that week after or the week of Christmas, I guess, from the 26th to the 29th, all completely sold out.
Oh, they did end up selling it out.
Mm-hmm. Very popular. Have you ever done the Polar Express?
I think we did years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, we did the Easter one.
Okay.
I think it was Easter
They
because
do a
they had like,
lot of events, more than I
yeah,
knew.
yeah. So that's the only time I've been on the Heber Creeper. And I didn't realize till you just said right now that it sells out because I was like, oh, maybe I should take my family up there and do it. But it looks like even if I wanted to, I can't.
Maybe KSL, maybe you could find a way
Somebody,
to get tickets,
somebody.
but
Well, that's the problem too when you're booking that far in advance. Stuff pops up, right? And then you can't go.
yeah, you have to plan it around your whatever you bought. I know Matt and his family, as I said, they buy them way in advance. When I looked in October, it was slim pickings. So I had to go still in November to even have a chance to go on it. So word to the wise, if it's something you want to do, definitely start looking earlier in the year, in the summer, and plan your other events around that. But and I'm sure we can have another episode digging into the Heber Creeper itself. It's not what we're doing today. We're more talking about the Christmas tie-in, the Christmas event. But the movie and book, what are your feelings on either one of them?
It's one of those. Oh, look, somebody's even. So I got on KSL, and someone says in search of
See,
North Pole
yeah,
Express tickets. So it doesn't look like you can actually buy them on KSL. You can ask
you can
people to
search for
call you.
them. I mean, things come up. People will still hop on there, but I'm sure people got alerts set up, so they'll be notified the minute.
Oh, and this one says they want to trade for dates, and another one saying in search of. So, what was your question? Oh, the movie.
The loosely based source material for this attraction.
So, Polar Express, the movie, is definitely like one that really I feel like it's one that you need to watch every year because it's really like a Christmas classic now,
Yeah,
staple. And it always when you start the movie, like yeah, it kind of gets you in that Christmas mood, but it's just so flippin' long. I feel like it's just a long movie.
really.
Yeah, it's so I rarely can sit down and watch from start to end, So,
It's a
but
great one to have in the background.
my boy likes kind of the music from it. He keeps asking me all the time if I know the music from the movie. I'm like, yes, I do. Or the song that Josh Groban sings. I think he likes that one.
Yeah,
And
it's a good one.
it's hilarious to watch him try to sing it to me when I say no, I don't. And then I did find out about a month ago. And we even had an episode about Maverick, about the Nitro card.
Uh-huh.
So this will tie back in a second. And I didn't know there was a difference between the Nitro card and the rewards, like the phone number. So I put my Nitro card down because I'm like, I didn't want to carry it around. But it turns out if you have the Nitro card, you get up to large hot chocolate for $1.
Ooh.
So we've had so much hot chocolate this last month because I feel like we're making up for lost times. But almost every time we take the kids to go get a hot chocolate, we have to sing the hot, 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 hot chocolate, hot, hot, hot. Is that what they sing?
Yep.
So,
You got to.
so even if it's not Christmas time, we still sing that song when we're going to go get our hot chocolate from
It's
Maverick.
it's interesting that, as you said, it's kind of become a Christmas classic. Didn't seem to be that way at the beginning. It's kind of morphed into it. I mean, the book for sure. I grew up reading the book. It came out in
Okay.
1985 originally,
Hmm.
and then the movie came out. I'm gonna guess 2007.
Yeah, that sounds about
Oh,
right.
2004. I'm way off. Movie comes out in 2004. So, and it's I think the biggest criticism people always say is about the eyes. Those kids have their crazy, lifeless, weird eyes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Um,
This is one of those first movies, right, where they did like it's technically live action, right? Because all the actors move, like their movements are what the CGI character does.
right.
Um, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. But I mean, it's got a star-studded cast and Tom Hanks. The kid is that boy from the the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah?
What's his name? PETA.
Okay.
Him and actually I say star-studded, but that's about it that I
Yeah.
recognize. But oh, and it's got Steven Tyler in it. He's the elf lieutenant singing in the movie.
Huh.
So yeah, it's a staple in our house for sure. We My wife really enjoys this movie and the book, and so it's fun. And I think it just kind of added that element of, you said, it really just gets you in that Christmas vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I put it up there with like Home Alone's one you have to watch. Like that's just a Christmas vacation, obviously.
It has to be in the
Um,
rotation at some
and
point.
then yeah, Polar Express. What's other ones that are like just even like
Wonderful
the
Life,
I
Christmas
still
Story.
need to watch A Wonderful Life, Christmas Story, yeah, stuff like that. Like it's in there that it really I think it puts you in that Christmas mood.
Santa Claus, I think, is another one.
Yes, yes, 100%. Yeah, that one I've been holding off too on rewatching till it's closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
So now we're
It's
kind
a
of watching the
tricky
ones.
it's a
Yeah.
tricky balance because you want to wait to save the really
Yeah,
Christmassy ones.
when it's like stuff starting to wind down from work and all that stuff, so you can kind of relax. So
Yeah, but
right now it's just background noise.
you also don't want to run into where you don't get to watch it because you wait too long. So it's a
That's
tricky
true.
balance. It's a
That's
tricky
true.
balance.
But I can almost watch Christmas Vacation, and we did growing up watch it like year round.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I also remember a work another realtor when gosh, it was probably like 2006 or seven that he's like, oh, my boy has watched Polar Express every day for the last year. Like he just watches it year round or did back then.
Well,
But
I
I'm
had
like, yeah, that would be rough.
my brother and I, we had a Polar Express video game on our GameCube as well. All that, so much source material, and you get something similar to it with the Polar Express, the North Pole Express in Heber. But I will start off by saying I thought it was pretty good. I think one of my kids enjoyed it. No, well, both kids enjoyed it. One of them was a little more enamored with what was happening. The other one just wanted to stand up and walk around the whole time. I think what's fun is, and it just kind of goes with the lore of the story. Everybody shows up in their jammies. We were eating dinner, and I mean, we instinctively put our kids in jammies to take them to this. And then we were eating at a restaurant near there, and everybody was coming in, and they were also wearing their jammies. My wife and I did not dress up in jammies, but there were adults who also came in wearing pajamas for the event. And you go in, they ask you to show up 45 minutes before. You go in and check out. Felt like I was going on a real train. I mean, it is a real train, but you had all
Like a
those
real train station.
yeah, you walk into the ticket counter and they give your tickets, and here we go, like the movie, they give you the tickets that say believe or whatever on them, and you're like, okay, they're gonna clip our tickets like they do in the movie, right?
Right.
And we had to wait for a bit, and then they load you on the train, and they've got it's the an interesting thing to me, and my wife also pointed this out, is it's all kids working on the train. I'm sure there's adults, but we were in not the caboose, but the back car next to the caboose. And I only saw one adult the whole time in the car.
Oh,
So my wife brought up the point, what if you get a Karen, a mom or somebody losing their mind over who knows what? How's the kid gonna just handle that? I mean, you can't just easily. I'm sure you can have an adult from somewhere, some kind of security come in from somewhere else on the train, though, right?
right.
It just seems a little. Yeah, it's just kids running the show.
Huh. Like when you say kids, what would you say age wise? Like 14-year-old kids?
Yeah, I'd say probably that. I'd say maybe 16. But they're within that range, probably between 14 and 17. They're not
So high school max.
high school, yeah. But yeah, they're kids though. They're not adults. Um, which is interesting. But I think they do a pretty good job. That
Good.
being said, so they have a chef, for the hot chocolate and the cookies. They've got two hosts, which in ours I think they did a pretty good job. The boy was kind of the MC, and he's trying to get everyone hyped up, asking how everyone's doing and saying, "Oh, that's not good enough," cheer louder or whatever. So they played that part well. And then they have a couple of elf characters who are at least on ours where it was two girls and they were both supposed to be Santa's elves and they were part of our train. And train gets going, they're talking to you, they're playing Christmas music. And the Christmas music, this is where it kind of gets into the is this legal? They've just got an iPod playing the music, right? And um one criticism that I could see is they do play the hot chocolate song when the hot chocolate comes out, which that's where you kind of get a territory of is this too much like the Polar Express for you
Sure.
to not call it the Polar Express when they're actually playing the song from the movie, but they won't play the Josh Groban song or the score of the movie. Kind of those things you'd expect to hear maybe on the train. They just are playing other generic Christmas music, which is not, it wasn't terrible. It's not like I'm focusing in and trying to get the full Polar Express experience, but it is something I think would be nice to see them do. They played what is it? Believe? Josh Groban
Believe?
one?
Yeah, believe.
Yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, you're just going along and they're I'll say this, the website, so they have different like classes. So there's first class and stuff like that. I think we were just in I got what I could, I ordered the tickets that were available. So we got the the
General
bare
mission.
general admission basically. If you get the first class, you get all I can see is you get an additional souvenir mug, North Pole Express souvenir mug, and everything else seems to be the same across the
Uh,
classes. So you get a cookie, the hot chocolate, a special gift from Santa, and of course the great entertainment from our cast and crew. So the cookie was very small. It was it was all right. It was an all right cookie from somewhere in Heber. I think the company, I don't know what company it was. The hot chocolate was pure garbage.
yeah, just water down.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's just because the kids make it or what happens, but I couldn't even drink mine. And it was so hot too, which is really hard to just hand hot chocolate to kids and it just be so hot. We got to the point where we pulled the window down and my wife was holding the cup out the train to try and cool it down because it was just so hot. But at least I'm not gonna knock it as much. At least they have hot chocolate and cookies. At least they're trying, right?
Right.
So it's a 90-minute experience, and you go, and this is something that's weird. The the Heber Creeper, I don't know if does it go around all the way? Because on this one and the other ones I've been on, you go to a certain point and then you go backwards.
Yeah. Did
It's
this not
weird,
do
right?
it?
No,
Yeah.
it does, but it's just kind of weird. It doesn't. Yeah, I'd assume. I think that it goes around and like you go here and then you come back to where you started, but not backwards. But that's just how it works. It's just weird to
Yeah.
me. But so some of the things they did, the elves would come up and talk to my kids, and we had our elves were cute. They did a good job. I really loved the chef. I think he did a phenomenal job. And they'd come around and ask us questions, talk to the kids what they want for Christmas, talk about how they're elves and how they're 300 years old or whatever, 500 years old. Um, and they all had fun names. So our elves were Blitz, or Blitz was, I think, the chef. He was the chef. And then there was Cinnamon and Jingle, who are elves. And then at one point, they also had Santa's daughters come on the train and they danced. And then they encouraged the kids to stand up and dance with them. And they did that a couple times where they would have a song
Did
they'd
they
play.
did they say shut up and dance with me?
Yep, that's what they did.
Okay.
But they keep it, they keep things happening. They played a couple of games on the journey. they had a point where the train stopped, and like in the movie, there's the caribou that are on the tracks, right?
Hmm.
And so they said, "Oh no, there's reindeer on the tracks." So the train stopped for a little bit, and they're like, "That means we're close to the North Pole." And then you get to the North Pole, and it's got, and I don't know how they did this. They've just got a bunch of houses and lights set up, and then you stop, and then you get a special visitor. Santa Claus comes and visits.
Say what?
And I wonder, I mean, it's a big train. I was getting a little worried as Santa, I saw him making his way from the caboose then to us. Like, is he gonna visit each train car? Or do they have multiple Santas? And I'm curious how that works because I only saw one Santa. As you're passing the the North Pole, there's a Santa outside waving to you, right? Of course, there's
Okay.
you're only going to see one, but they must have multiple Santas that come on the train and come and visit the kids. So they'll come and they'll go to each family, each set of people, take a picture, and then he gifts them. If you were to guess, what would he gift?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Candy cane.
Nope. Now think
No.
of the movie.
Oh, I don't remember.
What is the first gift of Christmas that he gives in the movie?
A ticket. Nothing?
Oh, listen. Can you hear the
Oh,
bell?
a bell.
A sleigh bell. Because one theme of the movie is that the boy, the hero character, he can't hear the bell because he doesn't believe in Santa. He doesn't believe in Christmas. So Santa brings around a bell, takes a picture with everybody, and then he leaves. And then shortly after that, we're back on our trip, our backwards trip
Back on your
back to the
merry way.
station. And you definitely go backwards a lot faster than you go forwards, I think, because you've kind of had the whole journey. So it's like, okay, let's get you out of here. They do at the end come around and collect your tickets, your commemorative tickets, and I think he puts like a little something in. He doesn't do it crazy like the Tom Hanks character in the movie, but he does come and clip your ticket. So I'll be told it was pretty all right. I don't know if it'll be a yearly tradition for us. I can't decide.
Hmm.
It definitely was fun, but my wife's point, and I'll agree with a little bit. They could have done more. It could have been a little, I don't know, a little more immersive. I don't know. I think they did a good job. Does it sound like
Overall,
something? Go ahead.
overall, it's a passing grade.
Overall, it gets a passing grade. Does it make it into the moral family tradition? I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. Maybe if I get tickets soon enough, we can get a better position on the train, and maybe the experience is better. I'm not sure, but my wife was underwhelmed. I was whelmed. Does it sound like something you would be interested in doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think now that I know, I got to get my tickets like in July. I might shoot to try to do it next year. I mean, my oldest, that will be his senior year, so it's kind of probably the last, you know, hurrah before everyone gets too old.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I didn't know till a few minutes ago that we couldn't buy tickets this year if we even wanted them. So I guess next year it is to
Not
give
a
it.
good time to tell people to go check this out.
All right.
If
Well,
you
this is
want to
more or less, I
go,
guess, people can tell us their experiences of going on it because I'm sure, obviously, with how many tickets are sold, that there's somebody out there listening who's been on it.
oh yeah. And they've got at least two slots every day throughout, starting in November, looks like the end of November. Oh my gosh, they start even before Thanksgiving. They started on the 20th, so the week of Thanksgiving. And if you look back, all those sold out as well.
Wow.
So during the week, you've got every day a 5 o'clock and a 7:30 trip. And then on Saturdays, it starts 11:30, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7:30. So there's plenty of opportunities to do it. the week after Christmas, you've even got 2 p.m. ride. So I guess this is kind of as you know, as I said, a beloved tradition for many. Maybe I'd enjoy it a little bit better when my son is bigger and he can appreciate it more and not be such a wiggly worm the whole time. He just wanted to jump out the window. That's all he wanted. But I think it's a fun thing to do. And it is kind of, I can't speak from my kid's perspective, but maybe it is kind of magical, just like putting on Polar Express for the first time for the season, get you in that Christmas mood. And I think it did it for us. I think it got us in the Christmas mood. So this is your notice to put something on your phone calendar to remind you in the summer months to buy tickets well in advance so you don't miss out if this is something you want to start as a tradition with your family, because I'm sure it'll just get more busy and continue to sell out more as time goes on.
Fair enough. And we better hurry and buy our tickets to the Forgotten Carols before that sells out.
Oh, okay. But I am going to see the Christmas Story this weekend
What's
in
that?
play form
Where at?
in Orem, I think.
Oh, at the Hell Theater in Orem, or
It's not at Hell. It's some other company.
the what you call it, the Sierra shit, something.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I don't no, I haven't seen it before. I've seen White Christmas before. I've seen
White Christmas, like the Bing Crosby one?
hmm
Huh. I don't know they did a play on that one.
Yeah, I think it was it a musical? Yeah, I saw that when I was in high school. I saw Holiday Inn. We've seen that one before. I've gone to Elf. We did Elf at Eccles one time. And yeah, this will be my first time seeing Christmas Story. But we also did, and this may be one we'll need to discuss at a future date, the Hell Theater Christmas Carol. I actually went to that one last week.
Oh,
No, I went to that one this week. No, last week.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one any good?
Have you seen it before?
Mm-mm. I've only
Really?
seen one. I've only seen Newsies at the Health
You've only been to
Center.
one play at Hell Theater?
I've only been to one play, but our attorneys, our eviction attorneys, they do a seminar every year at the health center. They used
Okay.
to do it at the movie at the Megaplex, but the last like 3 years it's been at the health center. So I've been to the health center
The new
three or four
one.
times. Yeah, the new one. Um, yeah, one of my agents was like, "Oh, what side are you sitting on?" I'm like, "What do you mean, dude? Like the flipping circle? Like there's no sides." Like I don't know. And then I finally said I'm on the south side, and he's like, "Oh, I don't see you." And I'm like, he didn't know what the directions were. But
He didn't know either.
yeah, that's another story for another day. But
Yeah, it's a cool venue, and yeah,
it really is.
we haven't talked about it before. We will inevitably, but
We
the
were gonna because they have the round theater, the big production, and they also have like a little small theater.
that's where we saw the Christmas Carol.
Okay, we were gonna go watch Catch Me If You Can,
Mm.
and we even like logged on to buy the tickets, and then something happened, and we got distracted, and then we didn't buy them, and then here we are. I haven't seen it, so we didn't go see it.
Maybe we make it a goal to find a way to it next year. Because
To go to see the Christmas Carol one.
do you like the Christmas Carol? Do you like the story?
Yeah, I like it just fine.
I think they do a
Doesn't
good job
Tom,
with it.
speaking of Polar Express, doesn't Tom Hanks play Scrooge in Polar Express at one point?
Um,
Or do you play a
he
guy
pl-
like
he
Scrooge?
plays a marionette of Scrooge in the Polar Express movie,
Okay.
but I was gonna say Jim Carrey plays Scrooge in that one that is scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the same concept as Polar Express.
Yeah, but I will say the Hell Theater they do a good job. I've seen a number of plays and musicals there. The Christmas Carol is more a play. It does have music in it, but it's more of a play, and I think they do a good job.
Okay.
We'll have to check it out. Anyway, Let us know what Christmas events you guys have got going on. Let us know your feelings on the North Pole Express. If it's a family tradition for you. And yeah, what other things we need to check out.
Yeah. We got something in the books 2 weeks from now, right? Week and a half. Go check out to get us into Christmas spirit.
Merry Christmas
Merry
and
Christmas. Happy holidays.
happy Hanukkah this week. I think Hanukkah, the first day of Hanukkah, is on Friday.
At Andy's, when I got all my free stuff, they had little
Menorah.
dreidels. I
Dreidels.
bought like 4 dreidels.
Oh, okay, so you can be celebrating Hanukkah on Friday.
Right.
Okay,
I mean, you cannot not pass that up when it's free.
you can't.
Crazy thing is, I was at Smith's the other day and they had like my package had 4 and then their package had 2 and it was like $9. I was like, ooh, that was a good deal.
Wow,
Hey.
crazy. Well, happy all the holidays. Christmas,
Happity,
Hanukkah,
happity.
hoppity. Hey, and now we've got a Easter episode to talk about. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. And then we got David Bowie and Elvis Presley's birthday coming up soon.
Oh, is that the same day as your birthday?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Elvis Presley and David Bowie?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, well, it's funny every once in a while. Even the other day at the pickleball, guy that I mean, he knows me, but he doesn't like. It's not like. Anyways, he says, "Oh, when's your birthday?" And I said January 8th, and he goes, "Elvis Presley's birthday." I'm like, "What the heck? How did you even know that?"
It's not in my my repertoire.
So,
I don't know what celebrity I could tell you is their birthday.
well, I think like how we've been doing the like happy day, whatever we say. Like today was Saint Nick Day.
Yeah.
I think there's website to see like what celebrities are born on your birthday. There was a book before the internet that
Yeah.
said what celebrities were,
Or calendars.
but every year, I mean, the reason I know obviously Elvis Presley is because every year most news stations will make some little small blip about how Elvis was born. You know, it's Elvis's birthday, but
You're destined for things. You're destined to be some kind of a music star
should have
because
been.
it's not too late.
It's not too late. That's true.
We
Like,
just
what's
need-
his name? That country. What I call him the country Post Malone.
The country Post Malone.
He's a country singer, but he looks like a big version
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. Yeah, right. He's country, right?
Is he old?
Well, didn't he just give a speech about how they don't give me your dreams? I'm like, I can't remember how old he is, but like I'm this many years old and I just barely made it or something like that.
Oh, he's almost 40.
Yeah.
He's 39.
Yeah. He gave a speech the other day when he won something like, I made it, but don't give up on your dreams.
There you go, man. It's not too late for you. You got a couple years on him. But it's never too late. And we just need to do more songs on the podcast, and I think that's how we're gonna
Shoot me to music
shoot
stardom.
your stardom, your fame. So
Fair enough. Let's do it.
thanks for listening. This is a Place podcast.
Merry Christmas. And this was a place we just talked about.